guys, it's Jack of all trades, and today is going to be the final walkthrough of the garage. This is the 30 by 30 garage that you've watched me build if you've watched the series. You've seen from start, pretty much the start to the end, and today is the end. Well, it's been the end for a few weeks, but been busy doing little things here and there. So what I'm going to do today is just kind of give you a quick walk around because there's not a whole lot in here to really see, but what we have is the pretty much finished product. I'll take you outside, show you what it looks like with the doors closed, give you a little overview of what I'm going to do in the future. So here we go. Don't look at that. Don't look at it. I said no. Okay. Stop it. Got your standard workbench right here. Standard loft, standard other workbench, standard toolboxes, and a wall. In all seriousness, here we go. So this here is from the floor up to top here is 42 inches. Seems a little high, but the nice thing is when you're working on stuff, if you can see this, it's pretty comfortable. It's right here. You can work with stuff even if it's up here a little bit, you know. Only thing is if it gets up a little taller, then yeah, you're gonna have a problem. But for the most part, everything I'm gonna be working on is pretty flat. I'm not really working on a whole lot of tall stuff. If it's gonna be tall, then it's probably gonna be on the ground or something else. And what we have here are the tails from the rafters. If you remember in the previous video, I showed you the big old long overhang, the tails off the rafters. So that's what all these are. I had a ton of them, so I was able to build quite a few things out of those tails, which is pretty cool. What I did was here put a piece of plywood up underneath, kind of create like a nice little shelf. As the wind is getting crazy, we're supposed to get some rain, and front's coming in. So I have like little cubby areas. Now there's no back to them, so you know, you obviously could push stuff all the way through. Got some service manuals, some stuff in here, 3rd gen Camaro stuff, and I don't know what the bottom, oh, it's LS rebuild book, and I've got other stuff in there. What I did here was kind of put a lot of my sanding stuff, my buffing stuff. So what I have in here is the buffing wheels, some terry cloth, or not terry cloth, the microfiber cloth. This is my compound and stuff that I use in here. And how I did that actually was really simple, and I kind of impressed myself, I'd have to say. What I did was used these brackets here. Hopefully you can see. All right, let me get your light over here. These brackets on this side, if you've ever hung any kind of wire shelves like that, then you know exactly what these are, and they happen to fit perfect. If you can get a shot of that, they kind of fit perfect. It's not tight, but it's not super sloppy, so it fits in there nice. And then of course, obviously I put a little hook here for the polisher, so that works, keeps all the dust out of there, because before they were just sitting on the floor inside of the shed. They were just sitting on the floor collecting dust and whatever, which I didn't really like, but didn't have much of an option. Plenty of room in here to store stuff. Got all my shop vacs here. I've got one more that I've been using. Don't look at that. Dang it. Stop looking. All right, so I used this area kind of as my shop vac, whatever stuff. No, stop it. Okay, so got my other workbench here. Same thing, it's 42 inches high. At least I believe it is. It might be a hair higher, but anyways, 30 inches deep. So it's not bad. It's, you know, everything's reachable. Have to do a little bit of a stretch, but it's not bad. Got a workshop light up here, or a work light, as soon as I can find it. It's a 48-inch LED. I get those from Sam's Club. If there's a Sam's Club nearby and you have a Sam's Club membership, you've possibly seen those if you have them in your club. 20 bucks for a 48-inch LED, super bright. They're 5,000 lumens, which I have 3 of them up here. I've got 4 8-foot neon fluorescent, whatever you want to call them, tubes. So it lights it up pretty nice in here, as you see. I mean, it's bright. Camera picks it up really well. Stop. So the camera picks it up really well. There's gonna be a video on that. Anyways, same thing here. My son came up with a pretty genius idea, so steal it if you want before it gets patented. These are all extensions, and these are some long extensions. These are 1/2 inch here. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. And these are 1/4 inch, and then I have a 3/8 inch. It's pretty big. Of course, it's tight in there. Let me see. Jesus, Mama, how'd it get so tight? Ugh. Okay, well, that one's kind of stuck in there for now. I'll have to waller out the holes for that one. I did add some screws in here, so it might have tweaked it and pinched it. So 1/4 inch. This one isn't as long, so this wasn't quite fit through. This one it does. This is a long 1/4 inch. Don't ask me why I have it, but you know, the time I do need it, it will be great. Come on, get in there. So, bench. My son, we got him a 3D printer, my oldest boy. He made these cool little holders. It says M18 on it. And they're made out of whatever plastic that they print with. So that works cool. I can manage my batteries there. Not that I don't have a mess of stuff right now, but anyways. Mounted my battery charger here. I normally would have used the little tabs in the back to put them in screws, but this one kind of broke on top. Plus, if you've ever mounted these and used them, when you go to pick up, it seems to pick up the whole dang thing. So I went ahead and made these little brackets, screwed them in. I used tiny little screws. They're only about 1/4 inch long, just enough to get to the plastic and hold it in there, and she's solid. So that's nice. Got my little strip down here at the bottom. Got that little board up there for hanging stuff and whatnots. So, and then there's my little paint rack. I need to figure something else out, but for right now, she's up there. It's tucked in behind the door, so it doesn't hinder nothing. So when you come in, get kitty, get. It doesn't impede from getting in and out of here. So you were in my shop earlier, and if you get stuck in here overnight, I don't want to hear it. Dumb. So the loft, I only put a couple knee braces on the loft. It's holding fine. It does sag just a little bit when you get up there, but it's nothing horrible. I'm 220 pounds. My kids are roughly around 150 pounds. So we've both been up there moving around. It feels pretty solid. Those 2 knee braces, I'm not worried about it. It's not like it's just going to come crashing down or something crazy. So it sounds like it's raining. Not worried about that. Did all the electrical myself. So ran everything pretty much on its own breaker. That is on with this one. So I have that plug and this plug. So everything's fairly close. That one feeds on over into here, and that's the only ones on a 20 amp breaker for that. There's another plug over here behind here, up outside, which unfortunately it's raining right now. There is a security light. Let me go ahead and pop out here real quick. It's not raining real bad. Slide these little doodads. There's a security light. I'll give you a quick shot of the outside. It's all vinyl siding. Went that route because it was cheaper. So just like the drawings show, looks like that. 10 by 10, 10 by 10, and then the third one back there's a 10 by 10. Moved my fences back. Where my fence used to originally sit here was about 5 foot this way towards the alley. So my garage is 10 foot off of my property line. My property line pretty much runs off where the corner of that fence is. So that gives me 10 foot back. So gives me a little bit more turning radius as you're pulling vehicles in here. This also gives me a spot to park something, just like my son's truck. Plus now everything's closed back in, you know, not as easily accessible. Somebody obviously can climb in the back of this truck and hop over this fence, but whatever. Hopefully not. Hopefully they stay out. In between the neighbor's light, my light, I moved his other light up. As you see, it's real high. It used to be real low. I mean, it was like shining in your eyeballs at night. When you walk out in the backyard, you couldn't see nothing because it was it was low enough to where it just kind of hit you in the eyes and you had to kind of like squint and look. But now it lights up the backyard pretty nice, so that's cool. I'm glad he let me do that. Earphone warning right here. So anywho, I don't know, I can't remember if I went over this in my previous one. These are Simpson tie downs. Those were about 40 bucks a piece, and I needed 6 of them on this end. I was supposed to have 6 across the backside, but I got approved on a different route. There's something that's in the concrete, and it's a giant strap that nails to the stud packs. These plugs up here, I went ahead and put these on 30 amps because it seemed like every time my welders would go, they were popping a 20 ampere, and it didn't matter. Like my TIG machine, every time I would just turn the TIG machine on, you would hear the breaker click instantly. So I don't know if it's drawing that much current on startup or what. They're all both pretty much brand new machines. There's nothing wrong with them. Plus this is going from here straight into the panel. There's no voltage drop, and it's a 12-2 wire, so I know it should hold the 30 amps. If not, if it burns up, I mean, this is all metal, so I don't suspect that that's gonna do anything. Plus, pretty sure the 30 amps is fine for that size wire. Electric panel is only 100 amp service right now, because where I'm at, electric company does not run a separate feed, which actually kind of saved me some money. It cost me about 600 bucks in wire. Well, no, I take it back. It was 300 and something dollars in wire because I ran number 3 copper stranded wire over to here, and the conduit, 2-inch conduit. I laid in 2-inch conduit all the way from the house over to here. So it's plenty. I think it's rated for 120 amps if I wanted to, but 100 amps is fine. My air compressor is on the other side of this wall. I built a nice little box. You know what? Let me take you out there real quick. Don't look at that. Don't look. Okay. Good job. Don't mind all this. This is still got to get cleaned up. So that's going to be a fan. Person gave that to me. I'm going to use that for blowing out whenever I'm doing painting. So there's the box. So my air compressor sits in there. The 20 gallon sits in there next to it, which I want to tie that into it eventually, but for right now it sits in there. This is a boat that we used to have. So the smoker, I was able to utilize my pass-through. Damn mosquitoes. I was able to utilize my pass-through and actually was able to pull this right through here. Another friend of mine let me borrow this, so I've been using this, enjoying it. My smoker rusted out on the firebox, and I've been bad and have not been cleaning out the ashes when I'm done. So back in the garage, that's pretty much it, guys. Just ran a hose up over, so I have my retractable hose right there. I wanted to get it more centralized, but whatever, it works. It's a 50-foot hose. Just kind of stinks when you're working way over here. You have to kind of drag it, but whatever. It's not the end of the world. Don't look at that. Dang it. Man. Got little hooks for my jack stands. And these are not Harbor Freight jack stands. I got rid of those. Torin Big Red. I got those off of Amazon. They're rated pretty good. They're 6 ton. So I highly doubt that I'll ever be messing with anything 6 ton in here, but I'd really have more than not enough. Got a bunch of these hooks, get those from work. Kind of started decorating a little bit. So, gotta figure out, would love to get some neon lights in here. Like some Bud Light or Corona or whatever, I don't care, something to put in here. I'm not a Miller Lite fan, but shit, I'd even take that. Just something in here to make it a little bit cooler. Give it that man touch. Put those boards up there with some leftovers, not a whole lot. I did pretty good. I'd have to say I impressed myself. I was only short 6 sheets of OSB, which I used that to finish the roof. I was only short 6 sheets, and then I was short 3 boxes of vinyl siding. So I had ordered 3 boxes, and then once I really looked at the shop, I guess I was calculating that these doors were going to take up a lot more than what they did, which, I mean, if you think about it, those 2 doors together is 20 feet. So that's 30 foot total. So that's basically one wall it's going to take up. But I I ended up being 3 boxes short. So thankfully I got that, and that was it. And that's it, folks. That's the shop. You'll be seeing a lot more videos in here. Well, obviously every video from now on is pretty much going to be in here. I don't know. I mean, Camaro's still sitting there. She's been on the back burner for a little bit because the project behind me is taking precedent right now, taking the whole enchilada. Got some more scrap wood I got to get rid of, and a little bit more here and there, but I've been cleaning up slowly. Burned a lot of wood over here throughout the days and the weeks. Burned a lot of that stuff, leftover lumber, but we're getting there. This looks a lot better. It doesn't look great right now, but it looks a lot better than what it used to. It was pretty rough. But anywho, folks, all right, if y'all like this little shop tour, which, I mean, I don't know what y'all would expect, but hey, it's done. You see the final project, or the final outcome of it all. I know some people had talked about adding blocking across here. I didn't have to, because under my, what do you want to call it? Codes, or under whatever. I know it adds a good amount of stability to this wall, but the only reason why I would need blocking under my design was if I laid my first sheets horizontal. Then I would need to add blocking for that. But since I standed my sheets up and then the second sheets were horizontal, I didn't have to add blocking. So whatever, it is what it is. I'm glad, because that would have been a lot of pain in the butt. Like all the blocking up here, that wasn't required, but I did that because that was filling in a lot of the gaps on my OSB, and that obviously helps a roof, you know, quite a bit. But in any case, I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, and I hold myself to that pretty good. I built a 30 by 30 garage. I passed all my inspections. I think I'm doing okay. It's doing pretty good. I need to get this thing on the insurance, so if anything does happen to it, then hopefully I'm not rebuilding it. I mean, even though the second time around I know what I'm doing, I could probably correct some things or whatever if I had to, but you know, for the most part, I'm just glad. It rains, it's pretty dry in here. The only issue is underneath the garage doors. I should have added a 2x6 instead of a 2x4 to create a bigger gap, so these doors would have sit down inside there. But I did not know that, so I've been grinding on it. I need to go back in here and cut these out so these can sit down inside there, because when it does rain, water does come inside this channel and leaks out and kind of puddles up on the floor out here. But it's not the worst. If that's the worst I got to deal with, I'm not complaining, because that carport floods when it rains, and it's pretty bad. So now when it's raining, I can still work in here, close the garage doors, and keep on a trucking. Alrighty guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. You know, I mean, what does it hurt? You don't have to really watch my videos, but hey, subscribe to me. I wish you would watch them all. If you haven't watched any of this other ones, if this is the first video you've watched of me, please go back, check out my channel. I've got lots of other videos. I got some motorcycle videos from years and years ago. But hey man, check them out, see what you think. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what you think I could have done better. Not that you can do anything about it now, but hey, let me know. And y'all guys, take it easy.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.